Hi again, YouTube. I'm back, like I said I would be, and I'm ready to actually do the resin part. So what I'll need first and foremost is my gloves, and these are latex gloves that I got at a dollar store, I think, and they go up pretty high. This one had a hole in the finger, so I put another latex glove over it. I'm wearing clothes that I don't mind if I get resin on. I'm standing up, not sitting, so I'm less likely to spill the resin on myself. My wooden table is covered by plastic. I'm using plastic to mix the resin in. It's the bottom of a Coca-Cola 2 liter or 1 liter, I don't know, 2 liter. And I have equal parts of A and B. I just use old pill bottles. Hopefully you can't read that. Old pill bottles because they're the same size. And from last time I got the silicone off and I just popped it into the plaster, so it's keeping its shape. See in there. So I got something to mix them with, and I get my resin in these big old tubs. Usually I put them in the smaller ones, but I kept them in the big ones. So I'm going to go ahead and pour these in here. I went ahead and poured them before the video, so. And yeah. If you can read this, they're really not exciting pills. Alright, and I'm just using the end of an old foam brush that I've already used, and I used it for silicone, get the silicone peeled right off. I'm just going to stir it up nice. I got a little silicone in there, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out. And resin does not take long to set. I think I actually poured too much in here. Yeah, definitely too much, but I'll see what I can do. It doesn't take long to set. You'll feel it heating up. I can even feel it through my gloves. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it, and I'm going to do kind of a slush cast method. Got stuff in there. String the plaster. Alright, so I'm just going to pour it right in there. Might not need all of it. Definitely don't need all of it, but alright, I just went ahead and I poured it in there, and I'm just going to swish around and stand a little close to the table so I don't drop any of it. And I'm just making sure, I wish you guys could see this better, but resin's clear when it's wet. Ooh, drip some already, see? But I'm making sure to get to all the corners of my mold. That's why you actually want the silicone to go past the clay. I should have mentioned that before. So you have a little room for error. You can go a little past, and you know, cut, sand, whatever it off. Hope the lighting's okay. I had to fiddle with some of it. And I really have too much in here. I wish I had something else that I needed to cast right now, because it doesn't keep once it's mixed. And you can tell when it starts to set because it'll get more viscous, less watery. It'll be harder to swirl around. And right now it's really still very easy, so I don't have to pour the excess out yet. And right now it's kind of hot in here, so it's hard to feel if it's the resin heating up. And yeah, just it's good to go slowly. And if I'm actually going to show you, it's hard to see because it's clear, I think, but maybe it's easier for you guys. But I'm going to try and go to the edge of the mold, so I'm going to hold it over this in case it drips off. And then I can just reuse that if I need it. I'm going to do that with all the corners, or all the edges rather. And just to make sure I have a good even coat. Alright, and it's getting a little harder to move around, still pretty watery. Not quite so syrupy yet, like it's gonna get. And yeah, alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour the extra out. And I looked at you guys and noted this, so I dripped some. Wanted to make sure you guys could see this. Alright, so I still have a little puddle in the nose. No idea if you can tell, but it's in there. So I'm not going to set it down. I'm going to keep on swishing. And the nose, needs to be pretty solid because it's at the tip of it. But, oh, I took it way away from you guys. I'm just gently rocking it back and forth. I do love my sculptures. And I'm making sure it's pretty even and there's no big globby bits, because those are really tough to cut through if you need to, and it's kind of tough to deal with. And you don't want there to be really thick parts either, because that takes longer to cure, and sometimes it won't at all. I've had that happen. And you might have seen the time-lapse of this turning white, and that's kind of cool for you guys, isn't it? It's cool for me. I'm going to watch it just for that. Alright, looks like it's getting pretty close to being done. Some people say let it set for 24 hours. I am not one of those people. I say let it set till it's done. You can kind of tap on it to see. It's nowhere near done right now. You guys can see in there, it's kind of goopy, kind of white. And like I said before, it will stain things, it will cake onto things because it is plastic. So yeah, you guys can see this. It's just, looks like Elmer's glue, but it's in there, and if I go like this, I won't drip. This is, pretty level, so it's quicker for it to cure. Oh, and when you set it down, don't set it down on its top. Set it down where you don't mind the resin pooling. So if it's still really liquidy, hold it up and keep on swishing it. But it doesn't look like it's moving anymore, so I can set it down however I wanna. And yeah, I'm gonna leave this in there right now so I can poke it and see if this is done. If that makes sense, I can use this as a proxy. So you're just gonna do this a couple more times, depending on how thick you want the plastic. People worry because the edges are sometimes brittle. Just pour a little bit in and just work it around the edges. It's really, it's really not that time consuming. And please wear gloves, like I said. And do shake up your A and B before you pour them. If they settle, it doesn't work well. Equal mixtures of both. Stir it up, pour it in, slush it around. Wear gloves, have protection everywhere, and wear clothes you don't care about. Keep your hair out of your face if you have long hair. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and let it set. Do this some more, and you can tell it's set because it'll be pure white if you have the same kind as me. It'll be pure white, it won't be runny anymore, and you can tap on it even through your gloves. You can tap on it and tell if you rub on it and there's a little streak where your finger went in the resin, it's not ready yet. Not a streak of resin from your finger, but like an indent. If you push on it and there's an indentation, like it's doing it right now, it's not settled yet. When it's hard plastic, it's like any other plastic, then you're good. So I'll bring you guys back when I'm done, and we'll go from there. Peace out.